Amigos de los 40, los saluda Pam Martínez, hoy muy bien acompañada por Martin Garrix. Thank you so much for being with us, for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
This is really incredible. Hoy no solo tenemos a Martin Garrix, sino que la entrevista la estamos compartiendo con sus fans ganadores que son muy afortunados porque participaron a través de los40.com.mx y hoy pueden estar aquí con su artista favorito. These winners participated online. They are enjoying. They were the luckiest. So they're going to be able to be here with us to hear some part of our interview.
Amazing. Nice to meet you.
So first of all, welcome to Mexico. You've been in Mexico before. You were with us at Estadio Azteca, but now you're in Cancun and you've never been. So tell me a little bit about how it is to be here.
It's paradise. It's every morning I wake up, I see a beautiful sunrise. I wake up with a smile. It's the energy, the people. It's. I love Mexico, but I'd never been to Cancun. So being here and being in Tulum, it's magical.
And I really love that you got the chance to be here on a holiday, just chilling, because you get to enjoy places differently, right?
100%. For me, like as you said, usually I don't. I'm at a place, but I do a show, I sleep, and then I leave. And being here for a longer time, I get to be a tourist, you know. So this week it's been amazing. I got some rest. I did a lot of sightseeing. Today I went diving for the first time. So it's been very, very nice. And I've also worked on some music here. So
that's actually my next question. Are you feeling inspired? Is Cancun going to spark new music for you?
Everywhere I go, every single person I meet, it always gives me energy to create something new or to finish something I'm working on, and being here is very inspiring.
And you know, I was watching interviews the other day, and you were saying that one of your biggest dreams is now to support new talent with your new label. So how does that talent come to you? How do you know if an artist has potential?
For me, I'm mostly looking for new sound, because there's, like, every Friday there's so much new music being released, you know, and a lot of music sounds the same, which I hate. So what I'm looking for in a new artist is something unique, something special, something that makes him or her stand out from all the other music that's being released. And right now with Stamped Records, we have some really cool artists we signed, and some really cool artists we're about to sign. I just want to use my platform to launch them into the world.
And how can artists out there get your attention? Do you actually check your social media if people send you proposals?
I check my social media. We check with Stamped. We check a lot of messages we receive. But to be honest, the craziest thing is a lot of people think they're invisible. But we have a crazy team just constantly checking on the internet what is getting hype, what is being put out there, and then again back to the point, like, if you stand out, if you make something really crazy, we'll do our absolute best to find you.
That's really incredible. That's so nice that you're helping people that really need it. Did you have that in your career?
In the beginning, no. It was I was basically it felt like I was sending emails to myself because I would never get a response. But now listening back to the songs that I was sending out, I'm like, why did I bother people?
Oh my God, no, it can't be. I'm sure they were good.
No, the ideas were good, but the way it was produced was not. Like, I still learn every day, you know, and I spend so much time on stalking record labels. Well, if I put all the time into producing and getting better at that time, it would have been different. But what I'm trying to say is, put all the energy from that you give on stalking labels. And of course it's important to get your music out there, but I was doing it so much and getting zero response, and it was making me feel sad. I was like, well, am I doing the right thing or no?
Yes.
And then at one moment the label found me, which was like, I sent you guys so many emails, and then
you came to me.
Yeah, and they didn't even come because of the songs I sent them. It was via they heard that I made certain songs. But yeah, I feel everything happens for a reason, and everything will fall into its place when you are truly trying your best and doing everything you can to.
Thanks for sharing that story, because I think sometimes what people need is just to be encouraged, to know it takes time, but it eventually happens.
Yeah, everything takes time. It doesn't matter if you want to become a music or music producer, or you want to become a top sporter, or you have any other passion. Nothing comes like this, you know?
And you know, after all these years, something that hadn't happened to you was a severe injury as the one you had this year. So I was really curious about if that made you change in any way, how willing you are to push yourself mentally, but also physically. Cancun. Cancun, yes.
No, for me the injury this year was it was eye-opening, because I have a huge company. There's about 70 people working for Garrix, for the travel, the logistics, the tour, the production, everything. But then I had my ankle injury, and like the whole tour stopped. So it was really weird. It showed how fragile everything was, you know. And I'm recovering now. I can move it like this again. Not
success.
Yeah, it's maybe 60% of what it should be. So I'm doing a lot of physiotherapy and in getting the movement back. But I think maybe it was good. I got a month of relaxation. I got to work on a lot of new music. I actually created a new single, "Used to Love" with Dean Lewis that particular month.
You did?
Yeah. So of course it was but...
True, he was with you at the hospital actually, right?
No, but 3 days after the hospital, after the surgery, he was in Amsterdam. So we started like working on the lyrics together, and while I looked like a pirate on one leg, we were recording the song and finishing the writing, and then before I went on tour, like the song was 95% done. So it was a good way to spend the amount of free time that I suddenly had.
It was actually good, and the song is amazing. And Dean is not actually known for collaborating much. So how did that happen?
That's a crazy story. I heard his voice, and I looked at his tour dates. I was like, man, this guy's got a crazy voice. Let me see if he's in Amsterdam soon. And then I saw his Amsterdam show dates, and I put them in my calendar. But then I got shows booked, so I was like, oh fuck, I can't work with him. And then I had my ankle injury, and then I looked in my calendar and it said Dean Lewis, Amsterdam. I was like,
well, things happen for a reason. Yeah,
I was like, I'm home now. So I sent him a message like, hey man, I might sound like a crazy person, but I just had my I'm about to have surgery. I'm gonna be home, but I really want to work and stay in my guest house. And we'll work on finishing the song together. And it was always like, you never know if you're gonna like someone, if it's gonna be like weird. And the moment we met, it was the craziest, funniest, best energy, and we made the song together.
That's really good that you guys clicked so much. Now that you mentioned that you're a fan of a lot of artists, is there a song you've heard lately that is so good you wish it was yours?
Ooh, I love Flume with Levitate. That's I love Flume in general. I actually saw him at the airport like a week ago.
Really?
Yeah, he was playing a festival in Mexico.
Yeah, Corona.
Yeah. So it's funny. I was at the airport and I'm like, no, and we all know each other because we've been touring a lot together, and so that was fun. But he has a song called Levitate, and I've been listening to it non-stop. It's unique. And I like unique sounding music.
Yeah, so you've mentioned. That's great. I really love that. And one of other exciting projects you have coming up next is you're doing the official song for the UEFA 2020. So first of all, how did that come to be?
It's the craziest and biggest project I've done in my life.
Really?
I think they're gonna.
That's a huge thing to say.
I think they're gonna display it to at least 3.5 billion people. So my mind can't really wrap. Yeah, but no, it's I'm a huge football fan myself, and to be asked for such a big tournament to do, I'm making the anthem, and I did it with a huge act. I can't say with who yet, but we're gonna announce it, I think, in February, March, and that was already special. But for this tournament, I had to make the anthem, but also the music for when the players walk on the field, for when they score a goal, for every time you turn on your TV.
We have visitors.
Gecko.
Yeah, that's true.
Every time you turn on the TV and the tournament starts, you hear like the jingle, like the TV break. So I had to make all these things, and it was crazy. It took a lot of time, but now we recorded a whole orchestra, and looking back at everything, it's I just can't wait to watch the tournament and hear all the music. And
Okay, so I know you can't give us much details, but is it done?
everything's done. I'm saying like all the TV sequences, and for whenever the players walk on the field, all that is done. The actual song I still have to mix and make it sound a little bit. I have to properly mix it and make it sound good. But like it's like the whole idea, everything is done.
It's done. That's really impressive, and it's much more than I knew you were doing.
No, it's crazy. It was like when we started talking about it, and then they put me in charge. I was like,
What am
okay.
I gonna do?
But now, like looking back at how everything turned out, I'm really happy, really excited, and really proud.
And was there a specific emotion you wanted players to feel when they heard it, or people watching?
Well, for me, one of the things that football has in common with music is it brings people together, and that is so powerful. It doesn't matter if you really hate your neighbor, the moment the moment your country is playing, and you score and they score a goal, you're like, yeah, let's go. And the same thing is with music. Like you can go to a festival by yourself, and you can come back with 20 new people you met, and it unites people. And for me, what I try to do with the song is really capture that emotion of bringing the people together. And I'm in the song. It's very uplifting, very Martin Garrix. It's very feel good, and I think it matches the emotion that sport has.
I love that about your music and about you, because there's always this positive energy and this willingness, like to have a good time and just.
It's all about good times.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm so glad to be talking to you. It's a lot of great stories that you're telling us, and one of the ways you tell stories is the Martin Garrix show.
Yeah.
And you just released the 4th season.
Yeah.
Do you ever hesitate on what to share with your fans and what not to share?
I try to share as much as possible with my fans, because, like, of course, people hear the music, people see the shows, but there's so much going on behind the shows. And also this, like, season 4, like all the other seasons were like this was crazy, show was crazy, blue, and then season 4 is like starts in Vegas, and then I destroy my ankle. But I think it's really cool for the fans to see how it actually happened, why we had to cancel shows. Of course, it's not fun to see, but it's interesting, and it's also part of life. You know, it can't go great all the time. So I'm really excited about this new season. There's some really, like, the whole process of creating Used to Love is documented, is recorded. So that's part of the season. There's some also the UEFA, how we prepared for it with the orchestra recording and everything. So I'm very excited.
That's really exciting to see. And it's fortunate to have a camera following you in those kinds of moments. Were there moments in which you wish you weren't being followed?
If I don't want to be filmed, I ask my camera guy, hey man, like, need some time. And my team, they know me. Just maybe they know myself better than I know myself. Like they know exactly when I don't want to be filmed, when I need my private time. But I'm very open. Like, but whenever I need my alone time, 99% of the time I don't even have to say it. They just turn the camera off and they're like, oh no.
It's really awesome to have people like that surrounding you. This is a second for team appreciation. Great.
Thank you guys.
So thank you so much for sharing all this with us. That is incredible. From one year to another, going from the fan to the headliner, that's just a lot to process. Has it gotten easier? Has it gotten more tangible?
It's still super crazy. Like, like I'm also human, and I also get nervous. I also have feelings, you know. It's not that I'm a robot. So whenever I play Ultra Miami or Tomorrowland, or I just did I launched a whole new show in Amsterdam. Yes, I get nervous, but I think it's good to be nervous, and 'cause it means you care. If I was not nervous, it would not be good. I want every show to be the craziest.
That's really good. And is there any pre-show rituals you do by yourself or maybe with the crew?
We just sit down and we make a plan. Like I've 4 different intros we switch, so the crowd never knows with what intro I'm gonna start. So just before the show, I just talk with my crew. We're like, okay, let's do this intro. I think this will be good for this place. This intro, then. So it's mostly technical stuff, and then right before the show, I always have some time by myself, just like relaxing.
Very good. And that's really interesting that you mentioned whenever you come to Mexico and you have these options of what to do at the beginning. What do you think? What does Mexican crowd want or need?
They just want to party. You know, like I feel like
yes.
Like from the first show I played here too, and I've been to Mexico many times. And one thing each individual show had in common was the energy, the vibe, the every like it literally feels like people have a counter on their phone, like 200 days, 199 days, 198 days, like towards the show. And it also feels like that the 3 days before the show they sleep constantly, and then they have all the energy during the show. No, I love Mexico and everything about it.
And Mexico loves you 100%. And well, we've talked about past success, future success I'm sure you're gonna have, but is there something we're missing that is really exciting you right now?
I'm just excited about everything. Like I've been making the craziest music of my life in the last few months. I'm very excited to share it with the world. Like I have some stuff like of course I have, like now I just released Used to Love. I'm really proud of the song. This song is really close to me, also lyrically. I have a new song. There's so many crazy songs coming. I made the follow-up for High on Life. It's a very beautiful festival song. I think it has a lot of hope in the lyrics. It's about not feeling well, but knowing you'll feel better again. Like you'll find your way back to feeling good. And I think a lot of people can relate to those lyrics.
Completely.
So for me, there's a lot of crazy music coming. I'm sitting on, like, no joke, 50 or 60 unreleased songs now. But we're
I think you shouldn't have said that. People are going to be pressuring to have those 50 or 60 songs soon.
I'm sitting with the team. We're making a plan, a whole strategic plan on when are we going to release what song. I'm going to release a cool festival club song before the end of the year. I want to have a good balance between, like, the Garrix pop, like Used to Love, the radio stuff, and then the more festival, energetic stuff. And then there's crazy music coming. So
with all this conversation we've had, what would have the Martin Garrix that was stalking labels what would he have thought if he heard one of Martin Garrix songs? What would he have thought of Used to Love, maybe?
You mean if I heard Used to Love like 8
Back
years
then,
ago?
yeah.
I would be surprised. Because sometimes you think you can't do something, or very often you think that. And I think if I heard the music I'm making now at that age, it'd be like, what? Because every day I learn, and I still learn every day. All the people I work with still learn every day, and you never know everything. And the longer you keep the mentality, the more you will learn, the better you will get. And I'm excited to hear what I'm gonna be making 20 years from now, when I'm older. Like it's.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm very curious.
How long are you doing this for?
Forever.
Forever. I love that answer. And you piqued my curiosity a bit about the Used to Love lyrics. Why is it so close to you?
Well, lyrically, I can really relate to it, and also the song itself. I made it when I felt shit because of my ankle, because I had to cancel shows. But because I was making the song at that time, it made me feel good. It made me not think about the ankle too much. So it was like, I think everything happens for a reason. And maybe that month I should have been home. I should have been making that song, and seeing the response, seeing on how the people like it. It's okay. It was worth it.
Completely worth it.
The ankle. No.
Martin, thank you so much for being with us. You know you're a favorite in LOS40.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, and we'll be watching.
Amazing. Thank you.
Amigos de LOS40, pues ahí lo tienen, una experiencia más que solo LOS40 les puede ofrecer. Tenemos a los fans más cerca que nunca con su ídolo Martin Garrix, que nos contó unas cosas increíbles. Y si ustedes quieren más experiencias de este tipo, no dejen de seguir las redes de LOS40 México. Yo soy Pam Martínez y nos vemos la próxima.